listen, you just don't like the answer. Go back and re-roll the tape.
I do like the answer. I think you gave great answers. You don't care.
And guess what? I read something up on you last night. And
oh, wow, what's that?
Said, once again, I've asked the question and people tap dancing around. So, no, I think the problem is that they don't give you the answer you want to hear. I was very open. I was very forthcoming. I started the answer off with, I stand by my comments. This is what I said, and this is why I said it.
I agree with that.
You don't like it. Listen,
that's incorrect. I actually like your answers a lot. Hey, folks, Dale Jackson here for Yellowhammer Now. I was lucky enough to have a long, lengthy conversation with Juandalynn Givan over a bunch of different things she has said in the past, including some pretty scurrilous allegations about Katie Britt, the United States Senator, defense of Kamala Harris for some reason over things that are obviously true, allegations of racism against me that she was making for absolutely no reason, and a lot of questions about some stuff she did in the past, including calling one of her colleagues, a Republican state representative, the N-word. So, very interesting conversation, but it does not go very well, which makes it a pretty good listen. Because I appreciate her outspoken nature. I'll just be completely honest here. She says things that I do not agree with. She says things that I think are kind of ridiculous. People would probably say the same thing about me. But I will give her credit for coming on this program and discussing those things with us. And I think disagreement is good in our society, and that's sometimes how we find common ground. Now, the comment that drew my attention this week from Juandalynn Givan was a comment she made referencing Katie Britt. And I want to play it here to make sure we all understand the context of it before we move forward. This is Juandalynn Givan speaking to WTVY, I believe in Dothan, about some of the criticism that Kamala Harris receives and whether or not it's fair or not.
Yeah, like I said, trying to slay her. If you're trying to slay her, it ain't going to work. You got this crazy representative yesterday who basically said the woman was a DEI vice president. Then you have fools out there saying that this woman got where she is from laying on her back. Come on. She has not had to lay on her back to get to where she is. So has Katie Britt laid on her to get to the Senate? So if she's a black woman, the only way she can get there is if she's laying up with other men? I don't think so. And so if you don't want those insults thrown at your members, the people who represent your party, listen, words matter. At the end of the day, words matter. Don't let her be anything that you don't want your mother or your daughter or your sister or your auntie or your sister girl to be.
Well, let me just say this. My sister girl, just throwing that out there, there's never been any accusation or inference that she got in a relationship with a older power broker in California and then was appointed to multiple boards through him. And that's the implication there with Kamala Harris. Now, I think it's stupid to go down this path with Kamala Harris because I don't think there's any way to win this conversation, even though I think it's pretty clear there was some quid pro quo in these situations. But that's really not my concern. My bigger concern on this is why Katie Britt got brought into the mix. That's really my question, and we'll talk about some other things too. Let's bring Juandalynn Givan on right here on the Alabama A&M $350 million Bulldog Hotline. Representative Givan, thank you very much for joining us. Why'd you bring Katie Britt into the mix? Is there something I don't know about the Katie Britt rise to power?
First of all, let me bring clarity. I am thankful to be on here today. I'm not sure what I say that you think is ridiculous. I'm tough on Democrats as I am on Republicans.
Sure.
And anything that I say can be fact-checked, and I am 150% willing to stand on unapologetically. I stand on the comments that I made during the interview last week. It is simple. Attack a person on their policies. Attack what you think they did or did not do. But when you get to a point to attack a woman, it doesn't matter what woman or man, and you have to go to the so low that you have to say the only way a person can have gotten to where they are in life, and the only way they could do it is that they slept on their backs. And as I referenced it, I said, it would be no differently. And I used it in the context. I would not say that Katie slept on her back to get to the United States Senate. I would not say that about any other woman. Listen, that's not my job. That's not my role. That's not my responsibility. As a voter, my role in how I process things is simple. Listen, I'm going to listen to the facts. I'm going to look at all of those issues that are on the table. But I don't have to criticize you about your sex life. I didn't go out and say that Donald Trump was convicted of 34 counts, and not only 34 counts. Several of those relate to him being a sexual assailant.
Well, that's
not true. I'm looking at anything that Donald Trump did or did not do. So I stand by what I said. And I also said what may not have been played or at least written. I know Katie. I have always respected Katie, and Katie is someone that I've always admired. I don't have a problem with Katie Britt. It's verifiable. But what I said, and in the context for which I said it is, why is it that this woman has to be criticized, to be called a whore, to be called all of these things that she is not, in order for the Republicans to win or debate the issue of her credibility?
All right. Let's move forward. Hold on a second. Let's talk about that for a second. One of the reasons why that continuously comes up, and you referenced it, Donald Trump's past has been literally litigated, drug into court, and all these other things. And those conversations are taking place. It has nothing to do with her being a woman or a black woman or anything like that. She's just someone who rose up in politics right now. And so they're going through and they're litigating her past. You know that. That is exactly what happens.
But she is a woman.
Hold on. I let you say what you have to say. Just please let me continue here. With Kamala Harris, with Kamala Harris, and by the way, we'll get into something else in a second, but when it comes to this conversation, Kamala Harris, it is unquestioned that she was in a relationship when she was 29 with a married man who was the most powerful person in California politics, and that individual appointed her to multiple boards that paid money and started her life in politics. That's a fact. That's a fair record to bring up. Why is that unfair to bring up?
That they got there. She's qualified. She's a graduate of an HBCU. Not only an HBCU, one of the top HBCUs in the country. She is not, listen, the question for me is simple, or the statement. Listen, she doesn't just have a GED. She doesn't just have a bachelor's degree. She doesn't just have whatever, a PhD or an MS. She has a doctorate degree. She is certified. She may not have passed the bar on the first time, but there's many lawyers throughout this country that didn't pass the bar on the first time. She passed it on the second time, and she's not looked back. She was qualified before she dated one man, two men, or three men.
Representative Givan, hold on. I'm not suggesting she's not qualified, but you do have to answer this question. Would she have got those appointments had she not known Willie Brown?
Excuse me?
Would she have got those appointments had she not been dating?
I don't know whether
yes,
she would
you
have
do.
gotten
We
them or
all
not.
know.
That's not for me to say, but the point is, in this moment, whether she got there, however she got there, she is here. And she will be, and is considered now the presumptive nominee of the Democratic Party.
Correct.
She is here. And if the truth be told, if I start calling the roll on some of the successful women that are out there, that may be Republican, that may be white, I can guarantee you they've dated multiple men at different times to get to where they are, and it's certified that they have. But
so which is it? Hold on. I want to understand. I want to understand the argument here, Representative Givan. Is it that Kamala Harris, yes, she did this, and so did other women, or no, she did not do this? How dare you? Which one are we going with?
What you're not going to do, you're not going to disrespect her like that with me, and whether you agree with me or
I did not disrespect her.
I don't care.
I asked you a question.
I am unapologetic.
That's fine. That's great.
This is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous to even be debating this at this point.
You're the one who brought it up. You're the one who brought Katie Britt into the conversation, not me.
I stand by my comment.
I know. Then why are you having a problem defending them? The question is simple. Representative Givan. Hold on. You didn't answer my question. Is it yes, she did this, and so did a bunch of other Republicans, as you just said, or no, she did not do this. How dare you? Which one are we going with?
And she is going to be the president of the United States of America.
Okay, cool. Win the election. I don't have any problem with this. I have no problem with that. Let's back up here for a second. You mentioned that people are calling her a whore and all this other stuff. That's wrong. People shouldn't be doing that. I agree with you completely. But she stands on stage with Megan Thee Stallion, whose number one song that she ever did starts with "There's some whores in this house."
But Donald Trump, how many people have Donald Trump stood on the stage with that has said everything, so many things that I cannot even count. Listen,
and I spent this morning criticizing Kid Rock specifically.
Let's talk about who Donald Trump stands on the stage with. Listen,
Amber Rose.
When Donald Trump was a Democrat just a few years ago, he was known by every musical artist in America throughout the world.
And now they're calling him racist. That sounds silly.
And although he pretends to be a Republican now, for which you all have bought in, it is a well-known fact that he was a very staunch supporter of the entertainment business and some of the top rappers.
Where were you 5 years ago when I was saying these exact same things? I agree with you.
That I cannot control.
I agree.
Can't control that.
I
can't control that, and I'm not. That doesn't even interest me.
Well, that's fine, but it interests me, and we're just discussing it. I'm more than happy to let you say what you want to say.
On November the 5th, you will go exercise your right to vote, and you will select the candidate of your choice.
Agreed completely. That's how elections work. Yes, you're correct. That's exactly right. Yes,
it's very simple for me. It's very simple. We're going to have two.
Okay, hey, since you're here and we talk about the issues on this, we brought this up a while ago. You talked about, we shouldn't be saying all this stuff about people and all this. It's rude to do, and you shouldn't do this. There was a moment on the floor of the House where you referred to one of your colleagues as just another N-word. And you were referencing...
No, I did not. That's not what I said. And if you go back and listen to the tape, not only the tape, I don't even care about that. Go back and understand what the song says. And again, as I said last year, I am on that issue, very unapologetic.
I know you're unapologetic. Hold on. I agree with you. You're unapologetic, and I appreciate that. But the hook that you reference goes like this. Light N-word, dark N-word, fox N-word, real N-word, rich N-word, poor N-word, house N-word, field N-word, still N-word, still N-word. You said that.
You been in as a Republican that you have said the N-word? How many times have you and your friends said the N-word?
Zero.
How many times have you criticized black people? How many times have you verbally said the entire N-word? You're speaking of a song that you really don't even understand. That song speaks actually about black wealth and what to do when you have an opportunity to spread black wealth and build your community. Go and understand what the song really
agree
means.
With that.
But at the end of the day, I'm around people every day, white and black, that say the N-word. And anyone who knows me knows I do not say that word. And it probably have never said it in my life to reference it off my tongue, but if I did, so what?
Wait a second.
If I did, so what?
Wait a second.
I want you to tell me so what. If I did, so what?
Representative Givan.
I was unapologetic then.
I got it. You're unapologetic. We understand.
Now,
I got it. Hold on one second. Let me ask you this question. You asked me how many times I said the N-word, as if I've said it.
Your colleagues and your foes, and they have actually said the N-word.
Then name them and shame them, and I will gladly join you. Hold on. You're making another accusation on your colleagues, and my response to you is this.
No, I'm not. So are you telling me you have never said the N-word?
Yes.
You've never said the N-word.
Never.
You have never, ever used the word, the N-word.
Let me think about it. No.
You've never been around
Not
anybody
once.
who said it. And if
I've heard it.
I've
heard it. Hold on. These are like 9 different questions. I've heard the N-word a bunch of times in my life.
Have you ever said the N-word? Have you ever said the N-word?
No.
You've never said the N-word?
No.
You never in your life?
No.
Well, congratulations.
Well, thank you.
Thank you
very much.
The use of the N-word award of the year.
You really. Hey, look. I appreciate that, but you really ran out of steam there because I think you thought you had something, but you don't. So let me just ask you this last question.
I did because I know that you have said. And then not only that, I took it a step further. I said, if you have never said it, I'm sure you've been in the room or around someone else.
I've heard the N-word before.
The bottom line is, did you stop them? Did you?
Yes, multiple times. I've been on the radio for over 20 years. Yes, I've had multiple conversations about how people shouldn't be saying the N-word.
Listen, I don't knock free speech. I don't knock free speech.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question?
You can ask me whatever you want to, Dale.
All right. Why?
My skin is thick. When you got me up, when you asked me to come on this show, my skin is very, skin is very thick.
That's fine. But why, instead of just responding to what I said, did you turn it around and try to suggest?
I told you I was
hold on, Representative Givan, right? You're filibustering me. You're filibustering me.
You're filibustering me. A step further, I stand by my comments.
That's fine.
I stand by them.
And I appreciate that. Not every day somebody will standing up at the podium and referring to their coworkers as the N-word. They're right. You stood up and you stood by that. But let me ask you this question. Why are you trying?
Whatever you want. It's been written about. It's been talked about. And listen, I still say I stand by my comments absolutely unapologetically. I got it. You should write a book called Unapologetic. My question here. I am.
Okay, good. My question, can I write the forward? The question here that I have for you is this. Instead of, and you did this twice, and this is kind of a theme with you. Instead of answering the question that you've been asked, when you were asked, hold on, you don't even know what I'm going to ask you. Just listen for a second, Representative Givan. Instead of answering the question that you're asked, and you did this with the Kamala Harris-Katie Britt thing, and you're doing it with me as well. Instead of answering that question, you proceed to attack Katie Britt, you attack me, and you imply that even the question itself is somehow disingenuous or wrong. If you just would have answered the question, we wouldn't have had to go through all of this.
You just don't like the answer. Listen, you just don't like the answer. Go back and re-roll the tape.
I do like the answer. I think you gave great answers. You don't care.
And guess what? I read something up on you last night. And
what's that?
Said, once again, I've asked the question and people tap dancing around. So, no, I think the problem is that they don't give you the answer you want to hear. I was very open. I was very forthcoming. I started the answer off with, I stand by my comments. This is what I said, and this is why I said it.
I agree with that.
You don't like it. Listen,
that's incorrect. I actually like your answer.
Ask the doctor to help
That's incorrect. I said multiple times, Representative Givan, I like your answers. I like your answers. I like your answers. Unapologetically, I like your answers. Let me ask you this. Hold on. We're out of time here. Hold on. We're out of time here. I do like your answers. You're honest. I'm fine with that. I think it's a little crazy, but that's okay. The thing I want to ask you is this. What did you read about me?
Listen, good. That's your, you're entitled to that. Because
what did you read about me? That's what I want to know.
I know who I am and I know whose I am.
What did you read about me? You said you read something about me. What was it?
I did. Listen, Dale. Hold on, Dale. Listen, I did. Listen, I was like, let me see what Dale is all about. So then I was like going through, I said, okay, check. Okay, check. Okay, check. Okay, check. And then it was somewhere I got to where that somebody, whatever the question has been, nobody has been able to tell you this. And
I'm so glad. The question is, what are Kamala Harris's accomplishments? Can you tell me what those are?
Listen, I've already rolled that. No, before I tell you what Kamala's are, tell me before Donald Trump got to be president, other than the fact that he was a billionaire, he lived in New York, he had a show. Other than that, tell me what he had done for the United States of America, policy-wise, that gave him the qualifications to be president.
Okay, first off. Okay, all right. I'll answer the question. That's a great question. I mean, it's not an answer to the actual question I asked you because Kamala Harris has no accomplishments, but I'll answer your question. Donald Trump, throughout his career, and it's just where he's not allowed to say he's a billionaire and had a TV show, so I guess we'll just wipe that, all the jobs he actually had. But I'll tell you what, in civil rights, apparently he was a very popular figure in civil rights history because there were multiple times he was given NAACP awards and a whole bunch of other things. So he brought people together of different races and made the world a better place.
Listen, I've been given the NAACP award. I was in the NAACP.
Can I get one too? Can you just please answer the actual question? Hold on. I need you to answer the actual question.
You wouldn't even let me answer. Damn.
The question is, name a single Kamala Harris accomplishment.
You gonna let me answer without talking over me? You're the host. You won't let me answer. Every time I start talking, you start talking over me. Because what you're talking over me because you want to out me in front of your listening audience. You don't let me say anything. First of all, one accomplishment is she's the Vice President of the United States of America.
That's not an accomplishment.
The second accomplishment, hold on, let me finish. You won't let me finish. She's not only a one-time, she's a two-time Attorney General for a country.
That's not an accomplishment either.
You won't let me finish.
Those aren't accomplishments.
Oh my God, you don't want to hear what she has done. You don't want to hear what she's done.
I do.
And also, during this administration, she was one of those main proponents. And that is why now people are now paying $35 for insulin. She took on the big pharmaceutical companies during this administration. But however, she is not only the she's not the president of the United States. She's the vice president of the United States. Those responsibilities that were given to her by President Joe Biden, she has upheld those responsibilities. And whatever you all want to say about her, what else has she done? She has fought for women's rights. She has fought for social justice. She has fought for democracy in this country. Those are the things that she has done for the United States of America. Now, whether you appreciate it or not,
I appreciate it.
Listen, she's not trying to take away anyone's gun rights. Yes, we do need better gun laws. Every time I look around, the first thing you say,
you're giving it a stump. You're going into a stump speech. Hold on. I stopped talking for about 2 minutes and let you talk, and I'd like to just point something out. Saying she won this seat or that seat is not an accomplishment. Because if you're taking those and you're stacking those up, there's a guy who used to be president and he won that seat. And if those are accomplishments, then he's got one up on her. I'm asking you to go through Kamala Harris's entire catalog here and give me a single signature Kamala Harris accomplishment.
Over of a lot of things, about 10, 11 points.
Give me one. Give me one.
You want me to repeat everything that I just said?
No, I want you to give me an actual accomplishment.
I just went over.
You did not.
Let's start. I'm going to start. I'm going to give you a whole laundry list again because I just gave you 10 things, but you didn't. Okay. You obviously weren't listening.
All right.
Not only is she the vice president of the United States.
That's not an accomplishment.
She also was one of the biggest proponents. Right now, people in America pay $35 for insulin right now. She took on the big pharmaceutical companies.
That's not true.
She's fought for civil rights. She's fought for social justice.
Those aren't accomplishments.
She is fought for democracy in this country.
Those are not accomplishments.
She's a two-time.
Do we not know what an accomplishment is? Is that the problem? Do we have to define what an accomplishment is? Representative Givan, I love you. You are my favorite guest that I have ever had on this program, but we are running out of time here, and you can't give me a single accomplishment. That's okay. Thank you very much for being here. I appreciate it. We blew out the commercials, and that's fine. Representative Givan, I'd love to have you back on the program. Can we get a commitment to get you on once a week?
You continue to want to talk over me.
Can we get you on once a week?
Want to talk over me.
Can we schedule a time to have you on once a week?
I've given you at least 10 things.
Can we get you on once a week?
Educated to say she's not intelligent.
Oh, my God. Okay, thank you very much, Representative Givan. Bye-bye, everybody. We're out of time.
Dale Jackson.